Hello YouTube, this is Thongger and I am bringing you another Rome Total War online commentary video where I will be playing as the Juliae Romans against my opponent Ghts, who is playing as the Greek city-states. Alrighty, I have brought to the field 5 units of praetorian cohort, silver, 3 units of Roman archers, bronze. How many cav units do I have? I have 2 units of Legionary cav on 1 Roman cav unit. My opponent Ghts has 4 armored hoplites, gold, 1 Spartan hoplite, gold, 3 archers, 6 militia cav, no upgrades, and 4 Greek cav. 6 militia hoplites, no upgrades, and 4 Greek cav, no upgrades at all. So my opponent is just camping on the top of this hill, and I'm trying to move around the back of the hill like I did in my last game where I played a Greece versus Rome battle, except this time I'm Rome and Greece is on the hill instead. So I'm sending my Roman cav to claim the back of the hill as I did in the last game. My Roman cav are quite fast moving, so they're quite successful in getting to the top of the hill quickly. I'm sending 1 praetorian cohort ahead of the main column to support them, and my opponent, he's readjusting his army. He's still sort of facing the wrong way, so I'm hoping I can capitalize on this, on his unwillingness to move. Okay, my opponent launches off his Greek cav towards my Roman cav, who are hiding in the forest. I try to get my guys out of there, although he catches them, and I launch my Legionary cav into the fray as well. My Legionary cav catch them and slaughter these Greek cav. They don't stand a chance against my heavily armored horsemen, and with this I have enough time to get my praetorian cohorts at the top of the hill, and now my opponent is firing arrows down on my troops, but my troops are heavily armored and they won't suffer too many casualties. I've lost a horseman or 2 from missile fire, and my praetorians are getting in a position here, and my opponent is going to launch this lone unit of armored hoplites forward. But because they're heavily upgraded, they're going to stand their ground quite well, and I want to get rid of them fast because I don't want them bogging up the rest of my army. So I launch my Roman cav round, but his men are deployed in a thick block, so this makes them more resistant to hammer and anvil cavalry strikes. And I try to get my heavier Roman cav to get the work done, and his men come close to routing, but surprisingly they still manage to hold their ground even though I slaughter a lot of his troops. And I'm pouring more men in my attempt to destroy this unit, and in the meantime, I forgot to mention I have a Legionary first cohort bronze, and they're taking up my center to inspire us and our troops. Okay, my opponent launches his militia hoplites into the fray. My praetorians get a volley off into the backs of these militia guys, and they rout instantly, which is good for me because my opponent has greatly outnumbers my troops. He has, even if it wasn't for his militia hoplites, my praetorians would still be having a pretty tough match, and his Spartans are chewing their way through my center. My Legionary cohorts are trying to work their way around, but his Spartans are gold upgraded and they're really tough. So he's denying his right flank with this group of armored hoplites, and he's not letting my praetorians get around. I try to launch another hammer and anvil strike, but more armored hoplites arrive to chase them off, so I get my men out there, and his armored hoplites are pouring through the gaps in my line, which is really bad for me, and I don't have enough troops to withstand this tide of armored hoplites and militia hoplites, so things are looking pretty grim for me. Although while his troops are out of formation, I take this opportunity to launch my cav into the fray, and I catch his armored hoplites out of formation, and I start hacking them down. But he's moved more armored hoplites into the fray, and his archers have taken quite a lot of casualties because they're bunched up. My archers are quite depleted as well, but they're holding the ground. So this is just a massive scrum right here. Praetorians, armored hoplites and militia, and Legionary cav going at it from all directions. My opponent has gotten some militia hoplites behind my lines, which is really bad for me because they can get in with their pikes to slaughter my Praetorians. His Greek cav try a flanking strike, but my Legionary cav fend them off, and my right flank is crumbling beneath the pressure of all those armored hoplites and militia hoplites as well. They're sort of holding the ground, but they're gonna break very soon, and my center is being absolutely destroyed by those Spartans, and it's only my left flank where I'm having some success, but even then my troops are sort of like pincered by all these hoplite units. My opponent, I have to admit, my opponent's using his numbers and militia hoplites very well. He's using them to fend off my praetorians from getting around on the flanks, and due to the nature of this map favors super heavy spearmen, and if you're fighting on top of this ridge, because it's difficult to get troops around the sides of the hill to flank your troops. So my right flank is crumbling. I decide there's really not much I can do. I managed to get my men chuck some javelins into the backs of some armored hoplites, and I kill quite a number of them. And I start lagging here a bit. I don't know why my fraps is acting up a bit, so just pardon this section. I try to get it working, and yeah, so it's really choppy right now. So alright, I get it working again, and so I'm trying to get my cav in, but my opponent's using his militia cav to fend off my guys, and yeah, so I managed to destroy this unit of armored hoplites with a cavalry rush. Although they're heavily upgraded, and they still hold for an annoyingly long time. And his Spartans and armored hoplites are absolutely destroying my praetorians. Now I decide that the battle for the ridge is pretty much lost, and I try to get my surviving praetorians out of there. And one reason why my praetorians didn't do as well as they could have done is because they're already exhausted from that long marathon they ran around the side of the hill to get up the ridge. So my men were already exhausted, and they didn't it made it more difficult for them to wrap around the flanks of my opponent's hoplite units, and thus they were quite messily slaughtered. So I'm gonna fast forward here and show me what I'm trying to withdraw my troops and retreat back to the top of the hill where I started from. I'm trying to get my archers to provide some cover fire. I managed to rout one unit of militia hoplites that were chasing my praetorians. But yeah, my troops I'm in big trouble right now. My opponent's Spartans, he's only lost like 10 men, and his armored hoplite units are still really intact. He's only lost a couple of armored hoplites. He's lost most of his militia hoplites, but at this point I have so few troops left, even the militia hoplites might prove a problem to take out. So anyway, we wait. My opponent, after a lot of waiting, my opponent decides to finish me off, and he prepares to march up the hill. We actually waited for about 5 minutes. I was trying to get my praetorians to rest up, but even after all that resting on top of the hill, they were still in an exhausted state, which really wasn't that great. Just went to show how hard they had to run and fight these Greeks. So I'm getting my archers to pepper the Greeks, but they're so heavily upgraded that my few remaining archers can do absolutely nothing from the front. And my men are too tired to get around the flanks easily. My praetorians chuck their few remaining javelins left. They kill a few of the Greeks, but like I said, there's too few of them left, and the Greeks are heavily armored and upgraded, so the effect is quite negligible. There you can see I'm trying to launch some flame arrows in, but as you can see, there's not much effect. And because my men are so exhausted, my opponent's men are fresh. Even fighting uphill, my troops are gonna get absolutely wasted by these guys. And my cav, I try to launch a ram hammer and anvil strike on these guys, but my men are charging uphill, and the Spartans are there to fend off my cav. So here I stand absolutely no chance. I'm pretty much a goner here. I'm just trying to take out as many Greeks as I can. And my praetorians getting absolutely slaughtered. Some Greeks got in behind my praetorian line, and they fended off a cavalry rush there, and I admit defeat. Yeah, my opponent fought well. So yeah, I did what I could, but in the end, my opponent's upgraded troops are just too powerful for my exhausted praetorians to handle. So here's the result screen. I'll let you guys read it for yourself. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and see you next time. Thong out.